We've got about 5 minutes between us and dinner, so that's a little bit of a warning to the speaker, 5-ish, to the speakers to follow. Those of you who I haven't yet talked to yet, Noreen Golfman, I'm chair of the Steering Committee of Friends of Canadian Broadcasting. Welcome to those who are not on the board and who I haven't yet had a chance to go and shake hands with. This is an unusual moment for us because normally we celebrate the winners of the Dalton Camp essay at an event somewhere off this campus, so to speak. But timing and circumstances and other conditions of the moment have compelled us to do so here tonight.
The full moon.
The full moon, thank you. So I'm going to raise the question and have it answered fully, I think, by my esteemed colleague here. Why a Dalton Camp Award? And those of us, of course, who live in this country and are old enough know very well why a Dalton Camp Award and why Dalton Camp. But this is the 11th year of this award. It was a dream in our imagination 11 years ago, and it's turned into this rather prestigious and honorable event and award itself. And we've had a long line of illustrious winners. Hello there, Mr. Roto, how are you? And we are delighted here to be announcing our 11th year winner. We have as well an esteemed jury comprising 3 well-known Canadians: Jim Bird, who is known to anybody who's ever had anything to do with CBC television, English programming; Pauline Couture, who's on our advisory board on Friends Canadian Broadcasting; and Maggie Siggins, author, writer, also a member of our board. And these 3 people labor in love to come up with the winner. And this year we know we have an absolutely spectacular winner. And I think Jim will speak further to that. So, Jim Bird.
I just want to say before I introduce the winner that last year, around this time, I'm thinking, we met with the board and we made some changes about the Dalton Camp Awards, about when we would do it, about what the award would be, the size of it, and everything else. And I think those decisions paid off because the volume of entries that we had this year was unbelievable, and the quality was unbelievable, that we were able to find a couple of winners that we could all agree on, given the quality that we dealt with. It was amazing. And I've said this several years in a row, I'm always amazed. The judges never know who the writers are. We never know who they, or where they came from, what they do, what their background is. We know nothing, we just have a number. And somehow the cream really does rise to the top, and the judges, we always seem to be able to find one that we all agree on, you know, and that was certainly true in this case this year. We had a wonderful round of essays from people who talked about the quality of this country, the democratic ideals that we have. And when you think about what's going on in Ukraine now, and how they're evolving, and what we go through in this country, how we evolve, it's just amazing to see people talk about all that. And this year's winner was no exception to that, because what Randy's essay talked about was, once they strip away your local radio and your local television and your local paper, if people are determined, there's still a way to talk to each other and to talk to the outside world. And his community found that way, led partly by him. But certainly his essay captures the essence of all that. So Randy, congratulations from all of us. This is your medal, and we should take it out so everybody.
Very excited about this. And Pierre Trudeau, Mao Zedong, me. I love that.
And this is
amazing.
Almost as important.
Oh, thanks.
Just an envelope for you to put your
Thanks.
seats in when you go home.
Yes, I don't have to hitchhike back to the
Thank you so much. We really enjoyed it.
I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Bravo.
Thanks, everybody. Thank you. Well, Well, I'll just say a couple of quick words. Anyone who knows me knows that quick is not usually in my vocabulary when I'm in front of a group of people, but I promise you I will be quick. First of all, it's a delight to be here. I'm deeply honored by your decision and would like to thank those of you who were on the jury and everyone in the organization for doing the important work that you do. I was just saying to a couple of the folks here this evening that I'm a Canadian by choice. I was born in the state of Oregon, which is actually southern British Columbia. For any of you who know the history of the Hudson's Bay Company, I'm not kidding. It's bad luck that we ended up where we did, but there you go. And moved to Canada in 1972 to pursue graduate studies at the University of Alberta. And there were three basic reasons why I came to Canada. The first was Farley Moa, and very specifically his novel, Lost in the Barrens, which I discovered in my grade 5 school library in Eugene, Oregon, and knew as soon as I read it that that's the place I wanted to live when I grew up. Secondly, I had an opportunity to first observe, and he was so cool, and then meet at a UN conference in 1972, Pierre Trudeau, and decided any country that elects someone like that as their prime minister deserves me as a citizen. And thirdly, and given this evening and its purpose, most importantly, the CBC. I've lived in a lot of countries around the world. I'm originally from Oregon, but I've lived in Scandinavia. I've lived and worked all over the planet. And there is absolutely no country in the world quite like this one. We could talk about this all night, and I know you all agree with me, and you all have your individual reasons why you agree with me, but I'm going to tell you that today I live in one of the most isolated places that one can possibly live outside of Yukon and the two territories in the Arctic, and still be in Canada, called Caslow, British Columbia. And the one thing that binds those of us who choose to live in this beautiful but terribly isolated little town with all of you in the room tonight is the CBC. Nothing else does it, but the CBC does.
Globe and Mail doesn't anymore.
No, it doesn't. The National Post gives it a big shot. We don't even get the Globe and Mail in Caslow.
Exactly.
And we get the National Post the day after, which is perfect. No, it's the CBC. So I have friends who live north of Caslow in even more isolated places. And we actually converse with one another around things that we've all heard on the CBC. So I hope that the essay I wrote resonates with anyone who reads it. I hope it plays its own tiny little part in bolstering the work that I know all of you and the Friends of Canadian Broadcasting are doing to protect public broadcasting in this country, because like me, you know that without the CBC, honestly, this isn't hyperbole, I don't know how we would actually have a country, and Radio Canada, of course. So thank you so much for the award. I'm very humbled and appreciative. As I was saying to Mrs. Taylor, writing is a lonely job. And writers are their own worst critics. Aretha certainly knows that. Where's Aretha?
I'm here. I'm
There
behind
you are.
your
Of course,
camera.
my videographer, right? So,
Amateur
when every now and again we're lucky enough to be brought before a group of people and honored like this, you know what it's like. It's a fantastic experience. So please accept my gratitude. Thank you all for coming, and especially to our hosts for inviting us to such a lovely place, and for dishing up a full moon as well. I'm very impressed. Thank you.